Well, look at that. We got ourselves a little liar right there. This plant's a little bullshitter. Deceitful. That's what it is. It's just deceitful. That looks like a strawberry, right? That's not a strawberry. It's a liar. I'm gonna pick that and give it a taste. It looks like a strawberry, right? Looks a lot like a strawberry. But if you look closely, you can see that the seeds kind of stick out on this one. And another defining feature, which I'll show you in a minute, is that this plant has yellow flowers. If you see yellow flowers, it's not a strawberry. You can eat it. You can eat it, and I'll eat it right now. It's not dangerous. It's not poisonous or anything. It's a little dirty. Yeah. Let's give this thing a shot. That tastes like sadness. It tastes like disappointment. That tastes like thinking back on your childhood dreams now that you know how capitalism works. It's like just emptiness. It's like if somebody had like a gallon of water and they put in like a single grain of sugar. It's also kind of like a weird cucumberiness to it as you crunch up the seeds. But yeah, those seeds were on the surface and they were sticking out. Another thing is, even though the leaves look like strawberry leaves, it's these 3 leaflets with serrated edges. They are related to strawberries. Clearly, they're related to strawberries. There's too many features that are the same. But that fruit is just, it's a disappointment berry. Big thing though is yellow flowers. You see these yellow flowers? Also these kind of really big bracts behind it all. There's like these sepal-y things and then these like big leafy kind of bracts, 5 of them with serrated edges. But the big thing is yellow flowers. You see yellow flowers, you're in for a disappointment. But I do have real wild strawberries growing here, and they are delicious. So let's check those out. Let's see what the difference is. All right, welcome to the berry patch right over here beside the front door. So we got all kinds of berries going on out here. We got blueberries getting ready there. A whole bunch of them on that bush. Got gummy berries. These guys, they are also not ready yet. They will be a football-shaped sort of red berry with speckling. It is a relative, it's Nelly Agnes. It's a relative of a horrendous invasive that we have around here, but this one is fairly well behaved and delicious, but it's a relative of autumn olive. We got tea, but the big thing is growing as a ground cover all around here, all underneath everything. Those are strawberries. Those are wild strawberries. This is Fragaria virginica, I believe is the Latin name of it. And you see some of them right there. That one looks like it might be ready. They're tiny. Oh, there's a very overripe one behind that. I'll pick this little guy right here. Okay, so we have this true wild strawberry from the Fragaria genus. Fragaria virginiana, I believe, or virginicus or something like that. They are small. They're smaller than your store-bought strawberries. These have not been selected for the commercial trade and grown specifically for size and a particular appearance. This is a wild strawberry. Another thing, they could be a little bigger than this. I've had some that were bigger from out here, but we've had a drought right now. These leaves are all curled up. It's very hot, very dry. It's only mid-April, but you know, the planet's dying. So yeah, let's give this a taste test. Compare it to the disappointment berry that we had earlier. That is sweet. That is fragrant. It is aromatic. It is tart. It is delicious. I did not show you guys some of the more defining features, so I'll just pick another one here. And ow, something stabbed me or bit me. That's all right. I'll stab it or bite it back in a second once I'm done filming. But yeah, as opposed to the one that we just looked at earlier, the disappointment berry, these seeds are in little pits. You see, they have little pockets that the seed is inside of, little dimples all over the surface. That is a major way that you can tell the difference here. If the seeds are just hanging out, exposed on the surface, sticking out of the surface, that's a sadness berry. But if they are in little indentations like that, that is a delicious wild strawberry. Another thing, I'm going to flip the camera around to show you another defining feature, because I said the disappointment berries have yellow flowers. Well, these have white flowers. So it's a little, there's a bunch of ants in there, but it's a little five petaled thing generally. That one only has 4. But the leaves are also much larger typically of this than the disappointment berry, which is in a different genus, Potentilla. However, both of them are in the rose family, and you can kind of see that if you look at it. You know, this is it's typically a 3-petaled leaf on these strawberries with serrated edges, so it's a compound leaf with serrated edges. The wild strawberries sometimes have extra leaflets below, like that one right there. I've seen a few that have like 5 leaflets on a leaf. I'm looking around and I don't really see any of those right now, but you can go over here and compare it to a proper rose. Like I said, they're in the rose family. So why am I saying that the leaves are kind of reminiscent of a rose leaf? Well, there's a rose leaf right there. It is also a compound leaf with heavily serrated margins on the leaflets. There's another bigger one up here. And these that you're seeing here, look, they have 5 leaflets, but there's one with 3 leaflets. So it varies. There's another one with 3 leaflets. But yeah, you can sort of see these in comparison and see that at least the leaflet structure is sort of similar within this rose family, these 2 rose family genuses. It is now nighttime, and I was just inside trying to edit this video and realized that I forgot to talk about some stuff with these strawberries. And it's not the greatest time to film. Is light important to filming, which is essentially recording light? It's debatable. So let's just do it anyway. One thing that I forgot to mention is why these plants make such a good ground cover. They're completely covering the ground underneath all these other berries that I have around here. And why do they do such a good job of that? Well, it's because of these guys right here. These are stolons. Stolons are, that word means sort of like horizontal creeping root, or not root, sorry. These are branches. These and they can be very, very long. That's rooted in over there, comes all the way over to here, and it's just a little branch that creeps along the ground. And then they will put out some leaves at a node, and if there is sort of damp, friable soil underneath that, it'll put out little root buds and root in, and that will basically make like this guy here. See, that looks like a properly rooted in strawberry plant. I didn't plant that. That's connected to some other stuff somewhere. It got here via being one of those stolons that rooted in, and then the stolon itself probably broke or rotted away or whatever. Anyway, they creep like that, and they can end up covering a whole area. This whole thing, this giant patch over here that covers all around the gummy berry, the blueberry, the black cherry, these 2 rose bushes, one of which I'm going to kill. That one, your days are numbered. But all around under there, the other gummy berry, the tea plants, all of this is all covered. This was originally like maybe 2 plants and I think I bought 3. I put another one over here. This one's not doing as well underneath the fig tree. The fig tree shades it quite a bit. So does this other blueberry. There's a piece of firewood. I don't know why, but also the deer tend to graze this area over here quite a bit harder than this area over here. But anyway, it makes a great ground cover. Creeping along through those stolons, it can cover a tremendous area very quickly. And we just have constant little berries all throughout here that my daughter loves eating. Also, another thing about it, these leaves make a great tea. It's very mild, a little bit herbal. I like it not on its own necessarily, but more as like sort of a base for other things. You put that with mint. You put that with mountain mint, spiceberry, a few other things that makes a good base for various other herbs. So anyway, wild strawberry. That's a good one.